Hello, everyone. Welcome to Coaching Think Talk. So I am Coach Candee Teng from Life Coach Philippines, and this is coaching for mental fitness. So this coaching conversation is for individuals who wants to become mentally fit so they can be empowered to take full responsibility and accountability with their decisions in life, regardless of their mental condition or their mental state. And my mission is to empower 1 million individuals to become mentally fit so they can courageously journey outside of their comfortable lifestyle towards the recovery of their broken name, broken identity, and broken dreams so that they can design and truly live a life of responsibility or a life of stewardship. So thank you for joining me live today, and please leave your digital footprints by letting us know where you are coming from today. And please do tag a friend and circulate this video to help us reach more individuals who might be in need of what I'll be sharing for this session. So you may also give some shout outs to people you want to greet and reach out with some inspiring message. If you are watching this on a replay, then please do comment hashtag replay. So I am streaming via FB page of Life Coach Philippines and YouTube channel Coach AI Connect. So if you are new to our platform, please like, follow, and subscribe. And for my episode, I will be talking about understanding how your genes actually affects your health, but not only your health, no, but particularly your mental health. So this is a very, very exciting topic, and this gives the answer, no, to the question of parents, especially parents, no, who couldn't understand, no. There's always this misconception, no. Parents cannot understand why their children develop certain mental conditions, no, or are not able to develop the expectation of the mental toughness that they have during their time or during their generation. So this precisely give that explanation. Okay, so this is very, very, very interesting, and of course I encourage you to tag and circulate this video. This will help a lot of people to understand mental health. Okay, so, in case you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Life Coach Candee Teng. Again, I'm from Life Coach Philippines. I'm a professional CACC life coach and a mental health coach with a coaching focus on healing and recovery through mental fitness. So, I am a proud scholar of Master Coach Ace Tribe Speak, a six-step to six-figure speaking career training program. I am a Master Builder Apprentice of Master Coach A, and we build tribe as we help your unstoppable dream to come true. And with that, I am the creator and founder of When Comfort is Not Too Comfortable Coaching Community. So when you talk about comfort, this is not only limited to your physical comforts, but this can be your mental and your emotional comforts as well. This can be your patterns, the cycles, no, the thought patterns that you're so used to doing, especially in terms of decision making, the way you live life, the way you see and perceive things, no, and perceive other people. These are all parts of your comforts, no, mental comforts, mental patterns. So I journey with people into opening up, no, in terms of their comfort into the a wider perspective in life in order for them to understand and in order for them to journey towards the outside of their comfort zone, which is actually, if you look into it, no, change and transformation can only happen outside of your comfort zone. So if you're someone who really wants change in your life, you're someone who wants to really reinvent yourself, you want to transform yourself, then I invite you, of course, to join my group. Okay. So I am also a proud coachee of Master Coach A. So we have been in partnership for 3 years now, ongoing fourth year. And in this fourth year, we will be working on brain integration. So it's very interesting and I'm very, very excited now. So I started working with Master Coach A in terms of my mental health and my mental wellness because before I was clinically diagnosed with multiple mental illnesses, no, and I was very suicidal at that time. But when I got to work with Master Coach A, after a year of journey with her, no, I finally got healed from my multiple mental condition, but it doesn't stop there. Since this is wellness and this is mental health, you have to continue to work on elevating your mental health. That's why we have mental wellness and mental fitness in order for you to keep on working on your mental health. Because when you talk about mental health, there is no such thing as status quo. It's only you will grow or you will decline. So coming from someone who was clinically diagnosed with multiple mental illnesses, if I don't continue to work on my mental fitness, so I'm sure there are people out there now as well. If you are watching, no, and if you feel that you have been cured or you're improving in terms of your mental condition, then you have to keep on going, because if you don't work on your mental health, if you don't work on your mental fitness, then technically there's no other way but for you to decline. In short, if you continuously decline, if you don't work on your mental fitness, then you will go back to the state where you first encountered your mental challenges or your mental illnesses. So that is the importance of mental fitness. Okay, so in case you want to connect with me, this is my page, Life Coach Candee Teng, and this is my group. When comfort is not so comfortable coaching community, I invite you to join. And of course, this is my personal FB account. So I only have one account, and it exactly looks like this. Okay, so if someone is communicating with you, or you're looking at someone that doesn't look like this, the profile page doesn't look like this, then technically that's not me. Okay, so again, I only have one account. So I invite you as well to follow and like our page, the Cup Coffee Republic. So this is the home of certified life coaches here in the Philippines. I am this is where I'm presently located. I am in the library area, which is my favorite spot. Okay, so with that, now I invite you to become a channel of love and hope as you bless someone with a meal from the Cup Coffee Republic. Hashtag gift. No, you will be blessing them. You will be gifting them food and beverage, and along with that, no, let your personal message inspire them. Like put a message of love, hope, encouragement, inspiration, even forgiveness if you would like. No, so allow us to partner with you in bringing light and love, no, into someone's life, especially this season. You know, when you send someone a gift, no, and it has a meaningful message with it, it it uplifts a person's heart, especially if the person is going through challenges, no, and there is really a heart that allows you to feel that you are remembered, that you are loved. It becomes a fuel to the soul, no, to keep on going, to keep on living life. So again, being a blessing is a lifestyle. So be blessed all the more for becoming a blessing to other people. Hello, Coach Nords. Magandang hapon. Ayan. So, Coach Nords, please do tag your friends, circulate this video to your fellow coaches or to someone who you know might need this, because we're going to be talking about genes, no? How genes actually affect your health, especially your brain health. And dyan na rin si Coach Partner. Hello, Coach Part. Yeah, it's Coach OM. Okay, so before I proceed and before we begin, of course, I invite you to get your hashtag pack my bag moment. At yung sinasabi natin, alsabalutan. Hindi, joke. Okay, so be intentional in getting your hashtag pack my bag moment. So your hashtag pack my bag moment are key points, aha moments, word sharings, lessons that resonated with you. These are powerful truths, no, that speaks to your hearts. And other people call this epiphany. Ito yung mga, ito na pala yung sagot sa hinahanap kong tanong. Okay. So these are powerful truths that pinches your heart. That yan, okay. And usually you say pack my bag moment kasi like literally al sa baluton, no. If you get that learning, it's like you're saying, okay, I got it. I got what I came for. Ito na yon. Ito na yung pinaka-learning ko sa lahat. Of course, you can have more than one hashtag pack my bag moment, no? And of course, I encourage you to share your hashtag pack my bag moment on your timeline so you get to bless other people as well. And of course, if you want to put a context so people will know where your hashtag pack my bag moment comes from, you can put hashtag coaching think talk, hashtag mentally fit till, and hashtag mental fitness. So we are on our last week on the 13th step formula to balancing your brain chemistry. So we have started this, and I have started this. You have journeyed with me. So we are now on personalizing your path, which is understanding how your genes influence your health. Because oftentimes people don't know that 95% of neurological diseases actually comes from environmental influences, and only 5% are actually caused by genes, okay? But if you look into this, no, dun sa, sa chart na yan, no, it comprises a whole circle. Ibig sabihin, for neurological diseases to happen, there is a combination of genes and environmental conditions that are put into place. And for the last part of this 13-step formula to balancing your brain chemistry, again, this is from Master Coach A, which is my coach. So thank you, Master Coach A, and this is just amazing. So I have been learning, as I have been sharing, I have been learning with you as well. So it is a wonderful journey. Again, our everyday exposures now to environmental toxins can result in defective mitochondrial cell function, which causes dementia, Alzheimer, depression, anxiety, and other common and very uncommon neurological diseases. And our bodies are actually a huge chemistry of huge factories of chemistry, deep inside of us, and we are magnificently and beautifully made, and we are designed to restore and heal ourselves naturally, okay, given the right conditions, pag tama yung alaga natin sa katawan. But oftentimes these are disturbed by environmental factors. But for this time, again, we're going to look at, aside from environmental conditions, we are going to look at your genes, no. So again, in this last week, we're going to talk about personalizing your path to your own mental fitness, towards to your mental health and mental wellness. So you get to understand how your genes influence your health. So oftentimes, no, when people wants to understand their genes, they use advanced precision testing to find the underlying root causes, no, of chemistry imbalances, especially your brain chemistry imbalances. But for since we don't have that now here in Philippines, I will be discussing with you, of course, genes, no, genes, how it is, how it works, and how it eventually affects your health, and how it affects your brain health. So you get to understand, though. I'm going to try to explain this in the simplest way, no, in tawag na dito ng layman's terms. Ibig sabihin, you don't need anything highfalutin. You just need to someone someone to make you understand it in its simplest sense, okay? So every person is actually unique, 'di ba? Naririnig natin 'yan because of our DNA makeup, no. So part of what makes you unique is our genes, no, or your genes. And genes are the instructions inside each of your very cells, no. Every cells in your body has genes in it. So nandoon yung instructions. So they control how you look, how your body works, and since everyone has slightly different genes, no, everyone has different set of instructions, kaya different din yung wiring, and genes is one of the reasons why we are actually unique as human beings, okay? So technically, if you go back to science, I think this is biology, no, okay? So a person has actually two copies of each gene, no, one from the mother and one from the father. So lahat tayo niyan across the board. Unless, di ba, pinanganak ka ng walang father and mother, then technically, iisa lang yung gene mo. Anyway, okay. So again, each person has two copy of each gene. So it's already a combination of the mother and the father. And genes carry instructions again that tells your cell how to work and how to grow, pati yung paglaki nila. And we all know that cells are the building blocks of our body, and every part of our body is made up of billions of cells working together. And genes are actually arranged in structure called chromosomes, which humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes. So a copy of chromosomes are found in each cell. Nakakopy siya, and chromosomes are made up of DNA. So DNA is a special code in which the instructions in your genes are written. Okay, so doon siya nanggagaling. So This explains as well, no, why certain family members have things in common. So technically, because children, no, inherit pairs of genes from their parents. So a child again gets one set of genes from the father and one set from the mother, and these genes can match up in many ways. So nagko-combine siya, no, in different combinations. So this is why, no, many family members may look alike, and there are family members, no, that they don't actually look like each other at all. So hindi porket um, hindi magkamukha ay anak sa labas, okay? So this explains why there are certain people, no, hindi ka, like literally they don't resemble any of their parents. So ito siya, okay? So genes can also actually increase the risk in a family for getting certain health conditions. And since family also share habits, to diets and environment, and it is where a child is growing, no, this influences how healthy the person becomes later in life as they grow old. Hello, Biko. Ayan, join si Biko. Okay, so technically, in terms of genes, no, you share a lot with your family, including what can make you sick. Di ba nga, kaya pag may pupunta ka sa doctor, tinatanong yung family history. So it is precisely because of genes. So why do some diseases run in families? So some diseases are caused, no, when there is, hello, Joy, when there is a change in the instructions in genes. Okay? Again, DNA yung nagra-write na instructions. No? Pag nag-change sa genes, nagkakaroon ng changes, and that's what we call mutation. Nag-mutate. So, hindi kasi siya yung original, no, na type na instructions ng gene. Tapos, nagkaroon ng change in instructions. Therefore, mutation yung tawag doon. So, every person has many mutations. So, again, hindi lang po to limited kay X-Men mutants. Okay, doon ako napunta. But technically, nag-mutate po talaga yung genes natin. So sometimes these changes have no effect or even slightly helpful, but sometimes, no, this can cause diseases. So most common diseases are caused by a combinations of mutations, including lifestyle choices and your environment on how you grew up, okay? And even people with similar genes, no, may or may not get an illness if they make different choices in life or live in a different environment. Yeah, very important thing. It's as simple as even the friends that you are going along with, no. Part kasi yan na environment natin. So kaya nag-iiba-iba kahit magkakapatid, 'di ba? Nag-iiba-iba yung ugali, nag-iiba-iba yung beliefs. It's precisely, it is as well, no, caused by different choices in different environments. And technically, thousands of diseases, no, are caused by specific changes in your DNA, no, in the DNA of a single gene. And many of these diseases are often rare, no, but these conditions usually develop when an individual is born with a mutated gene. So ito yung mga cases na may mga rare type of diseases. So I won't go into that because again, I am not a medical practitioner. So I'm just giving you a backdrop, no, on you understanding how your genes work and how your genes affect the health, so you can understand how it affects eventually, no, your brain health. So okay, nandiyan din si Richard, so hello. So the important thing, so if you see me looking here, I'm looking at the plasma, no? So the important thing is to understand is that while it is true, no, that 95% of neurological diseases are caused by environmental conditions at play, it is important that you look into your genetic profile as well to determine exactly what influences you will have or what can develop, no. So I'm sure throughout this talk, no, mapapaisip-isip ka na rin, no? Mapapaisip-isip ka doon sa like father and mother, since it comes from, our genes comes from the father and mother, di ba? Combination siya. So mapapaisip ka na rin kasi since combination siya, plus the environmental things that happens to you when you were growing up. So dito mo makikita kung paano siya nag-affect in terms of your health, even your mental health. And makikita mo may resemblance ka din kay father or kay mother or even both, no? Okay. So, although there are many possible causes of human disease, family history is often one of the strongest risk factors for common diseases such as cancer, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, autoimmune disorders, and even psychiatric illnesses. So, may studies po talaga to, no? So, a person actually inherits, again, a complete set of genes from each parent. So, as well as a vast array of cultural, since may environmental, kasama na rin dito yung cultural, socio-economic experiences, no, from the family. And family history is thought to be a good predictor of an individual's disease risk because family members most likely know and most closely represents the unique genomic and environmental interactions that an individual experiences. So there is actually a direct link between genes and health, and what still must be explored and you have to understand though is how the environmental interactions and the relative roles no among what the roles that you play in the family can contribute to health and illness. So again, your family health history no tells you which disease can run in your family, which health problems that develop at a younger age no, than usual can be a clue that your family has a higher risk. So makikita yan if you really understand how genes work. No? Though of course you cannot change your genes, you can change your behavior. In order, pag na-change mo yung behavior, no, eventually magre-rewrite yan sa structure ng genes mo, okay? So, maganda siya, okay? I'm loving science, okay? So, technically, knowing your family health history will help you identify risks due to your shared genes, understand better know what lifestyle and environmental excuse me, factors you share with your family, get to understand how healthy life choices can reduce the risk of developing no certain diseases, even neurological diseases, and you can actually talk to your family about your health. So those are some of the good things no when you get to know the family health history. And there are cases no since in terms of mental health no since before hindi naman I mean, hindi naman. It's stigma, no? The mental health is not understood before by older generations, no, by higher generations. These are stigmas, taboos involved in it. Technically, no. Rarely do our parents actually get mental health checkups, no. So hindi talaga nalalaman kung may mental health condition yung parents natin. But since it is already passed down to us, to our generation, eventually doon siya lumalabas. Plus, the environmental conditions that plays no, on how you grew up, paano nag evolve yung community, yung social community, no? Since dati, di ba, hindi naman naiintindihan si mental health, so technically, they don't understand mental health. But now, people are really opening up to mental health. So, bumubukas yung isip ng tao sa mental health. So, nakikita na nila ngayon, sa anak nila yung conditions. But technically, if they assess no, within themselves, makikita nila na there are some manifestations in their generation, sa linya ng genes nila, na meron na eventually napapass down to, especially if these are left untreated. Okay? So, isa yon. So, the role of genes in neurological diseases. Ito na. So, most of the single gene mutation that cause rare neurological disorders or even common neurological disorders, no, such as isa sa rare na neurological disorder is Huntington's disease. No? It has been identified as well. And in contrast, there is still much to learn no, about the role of genetic variations pa in certain neurological disorders, especially yung rare ones. No? But example, no, Alzheimer's disease is very much being researched into right now, and stroke. And there are things clear no that first for most people there is a complex interplay between genes and environmental influences that becomes no the risk of developing certain diseases. And secondly no where specific genetic variations madami pang generation genetic variations though, it can impact any single variation in your genes as well. So in other words, to make it simple, most people affected by stroke or Alzheimer's disease have experienced an unfortunate combination of many hits in the genome and in the environment. So finally, beyond changes in the DNA sequence, no, changes in gene regulation can happen, and eventually, no, it can develop neurological diseases. Okay, I am back. Okay. So live is real. Okay, so you can see this, no, this is a good chart of a good illustration, no, on how early experiences alter actually our gene expression and shape our development. So the human brain development is created through continuing complex interaction. Again, dalawa siya, gene and environmental influences. It cannot be just one. Okay, so your genes plays an important role in it. So again, genetic and environmental influences. So science actually tells us that the interaction between the genes and the environmental eventually shape our human development. So despite the misconception that genes are set in stone, ibig sabihin, eto na yung genes mo, hindi na siya nagbabago. Research now shows that early experiences can actually determine how your genes are turned on and off, and eventually how they mutate, no? And even whether some are expressed at all. So meron tayo certain genes na hindi nag-activate, meron din genes na nag-activate. And the healthy development of all organs, including our brain, because our brain is an organ, no, depends on how much and when certain genes are activated to do certain tasks. So the experiences that children have in early life, therefore, plays a crucial role in the development of our brain structure, architecture, no? So ensuring that children have appropriate growth promoting early experiences is an investment in their ability to become healthy, productive, no? And technically, for them to grow up without developing any neurological diseases. So ito na si experiences, how experiences actually affect our genes, no? How the genes are expressed. So inside the nucleus, so ito si nucleus, yung nakikita mo malaking circle, okay? Inside the nucleus of each cell in our bodies, we have chromosomes, okay? So which contain code of characteristics that pass to the next generation. So within this chromosome, specific segments of genetic code known as genes, no, make up a long double helix standard. So this becomes actually the DNA. So children inherently approximately, no, has 23,000 genes from their parents. But not every single gene does what it is designed to do. So pag may nagtatanong, bakit yung parents niya both magaling sa math, saka yung anak hindi? So technically, meron ding science doon, no? Hindi kasi na-express yung gene niya na magaling sa math. Ayan. So pwedeng gano'n, no? So experiences actually leave a chemical signature on genes that determines whether and how the genes are expressed, and collectively, no, these signatures are called epigenome. Okay? Epigenome. So the brain is particularly very responsive. Yung brain natin is very responsive to experiences and environments during early development. Kaya di ba pag papansin niyo yung baby, very active sila sa visual nila. That's how they actually learn. And even children growing up, no, aside from hearing, but they really learn more on seeing, on visual. Kung ano yung nakikita nila, yun yung naiintindihan nila. Okay. So external experiences spark signals. So yun yung number one, no? Nakikita nyo just sa screen. It sparks the signal. It sparks signals between your neuron, which responds by producing proteins. So these gene regulatory proteins head to the nucleus of the neural cells where they attract, no, either they attract or repel enzymes that can attach to the genes. So positive experiences such as exposure to rich learning opportunities, caring environments, and negative influences such as malnutrition, environmental toxins, toxic environment can change the chemistry that encode genes in the brain cells. So a change that can be temporary or even permanent. So ang tawag po dun sa process na yon is epigenetic modification. So technically, no, when you talk about having adverse early experiences, it can actually have lifelong consequences. So pag children growing up na getting beaten, no, eventually they get this, no, they have lifelong consequences in terms of genetics, in terms of your DNA. Okay, so epigenetic markers control where and how much, no, protein is made by a gene, so it effectively turns the gene on or off. So, di ba meron tayo like example of the traumatic experiences. Pwedeng magaling ka sa math or you're really creative. I remember, no, ako na lang. So ako, okay, creative ako. I honestly remember that naturally I am creative, but my father didn't allow me, no. Hinihinder niya yung pag-nurture ng skills ko na yon for for that mentality na he's afraid that I will be growing up differently, no, like they say queer kasi 'di ba sabi nila before, no, artistic is queer, and my father is a businessman, so technically meron, 'di ba, business artistry magkaiba yan dati sa kanila. So technically yung gene na yon, let's say na off siya, okay, that's as simple as I can describe it and I can explain it. So pag yung iba like magaling ka naman sa math, but because may experiences ka like a teacher, no, na napahiya ka during math or pinahihiya ka ng parents mo, no, in terms of math, hindi siya nade-develop, nag-off siya naturally. So in a gene level, yan yung nangyayari, okay? Such epigenetic modifications typically occurs in cells that comprises, no, the organ systems. Thereby they influence how these structures develop and function. Okay, therefore, experiences that change the epigenome early in life when the specialized cells organs such as a brain, no, nagde-develop pa siya, especially in other organs as well. But for this one, I would really like to focus on the brain, no, can have a powerful impact on the physical and mental health of a person for a lifetime. Kaya nagkakaroon din tayo ng traumas, and if you've attended the trauma masterclass series of master coaching, it is very important, and this is very much connected with that. So ito yung on a scientific level talaga makikita mo na even your gene changes due to traumatic events. So that's how important it is, no, for you to really know and get yourself educated about not only mental health but how the brain actually works. So this is part of it, no. So the fact that genes are actually vulnerable to modification in response to toxic stress, nutritional problems, and other negative influences, no, underscores the importance of providing supportive and nurturing experiences, no, for young children in the earliest years when the brain is developing rapidly, kasi yung early development na doon mabilis nagde-develop yung brain. So pag may nangyari sa bata, no, in early experiences, then technically it hinders the development of the brain and yung mga genes na dapat, no, let's say the genes are there, no, for us to realize our full potential, nag-off siya, hindi siya nag-activate. So yun siya. So that's something, no, that you can look into, and this is why it gives so much answers for parents, no, who couldn't understand na dati nung panahon namin kaya namin, bakit yung mga generations ngayon hindi nila kaya, like the good example of this is millennials, Gen Z. Syempre iba there are generational gaps, but if you can look at this in a gene level, no, in a science level, look at is na passed down. So you want to look into it na yung parents mo, let's say na I'll technically I'll just give an example of my parents para mas safe. Okay. So technically, kunyari, yung parents ko, like my mother, grew up being beaten. So technically, di ba, yun yung alam ng code ng genes niya. So yun din yung gagawa niya sa children niya. So technically, growing up being beaten, technically, may nagre-rewire na sa genes niya. May mutations na nangyayari doon sa genes niya, especially on the brain development. Meron na siyang structure na nakukuha. Think of it, trauma, tas eventually, um, as they grow older in life, as they experience more problems in life, nandito na yung environmental factors that can probably develop, give them like mood disorders. Example is bipolar. But since they are not diagnosed, ayaw nila kasi malaki yung stigma. Sa kanila, pananaw nila, okay sila. But then again, syempre merong anak. So these genes right now na meron sila na pass into the next generation. Let's say ako yun. So eventually, it manifests in a different form and depende pa yon sa environmental conditions on how I grew up, on the early stages of how I grew up. Again, mag-mutate ulit yung genes. So magbabago na naman yung brain development. So nag-e-evolve siya. So eventually, pagdating ng generation sa baba, lumalabas yung mental health condition plus the environmental factors. So technically, pwedeng mas mabilis lumabas dahil when a child grows up, they can be exposed to certain very traumatic events that activates actually the neurological diseases kasi nga nag-mutate na yung genes nila and the brain development, the brain structure already gets, nag-alter na siya, nag-mutate na siya, okay? So technically, yung pinas down na genes, everything that you get, from the genes and everything that we pass down to our children, technically carry natin from the genes of our ancestors down to our genes, our experiences na ibibigay natin sa mga anak natin. So in cases like certain behaviors that we have, behaviors, characteristic, even mental health condition, napapasa din po natin yan on a gene level, to our children. So that explains why yung mga generation ngayon na hindi nila maintindihan dati, kaya ko, bakit sila hindi? Precisely, parents, because sa inyo din po nanggaling yung genes, okay? I'm sorry to break the news, but sa inyo din po talaga galing yung gene. So, parents have a crucial role in this. So, for the next future generations, I'm sure you're listening right now as well, So that is the importance of actually, I'm seeing this right now because I work with a life coach, I'm partnering with a master coach and I myself is a life coach as well. So doon mo nakikita right now is it's very, very important to work on the behaviors, to work on the mental health para umayos yung health, para yun ang maayos na mapapass down sa next generation. Because if not, you continue to pass down the altered genes, okay? The altered genes. And eventually, isipin mo na lang how long it is, since it's family history. So, pupunta pa yan sa apo sa tuhod, great-granddaughters, ayan. So, it is very important for you to already do something about it, especially if you're experiencing something different right now, you feel that you cannot explain. I encourage you to work with a mental health coach. So know that help is always available, so you can just connect with us, 20917-586-1661. And that's it for our episode for this afternoon on understanding how genes actually affect your health, especially your mental health. So I invite you to join me tomorrow. So we every Saturdays we do this, coaching for mental preparedness. So this is a face-to-face class every 4 p.m. here at the Cup Coffee Republic, where we coach, we share with you the importance of mental preparedness and how you can develop mental preparedness and how it is very important in terms of not only protecting your mental health, but actually preparing you to be able to to be equipped in order for you to cope with the different challenges in life, especially even in this pandemic, because we all know, this is not the end of it. It will continue for at least 3 years more. Okay, so mental preparedness is very, very much, very, very much, very, very much important. So it says here, your speed doesn't matter. Forward is forward, especially when you talk about mental health. Forward is forward. It doesn't matter how big it is or how small it is. What matters is you take a step for you to move forwards in life. And it starts with you getting help. So I invite you to join us, to join me tomorrow here, 4 p.m. on Coaching for Mental Preparedness at Cup Coffee Republic. So, as I end this conversation, so hindi ko pala siya na-update, okay? So as I end this conversation, let me invite you to be part of what we are doing as an organization of professional certified life coaches, no? So if you are not yet a smart holder of B-Learning A-Card, then you are still, of course, missing all the perks that we are enjoying. And today is the best time for you to take action. So connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661 to join the B-Learning Society, which is the 10th maker of B-Learning Homes for Mental Fitness, where you get to enjoy 5% food and beverage discount from the Cup Coffee Republic, and you get a full access pass no, to the Mental Model Master Class by Master Coach that happens every fourth Saturday of the month. But for this month, no, we are moving it on a third Saturday because the fourth Saturday is actually Christmas. Again. Plus, of course, you get to benefit from a 90-minute free coaching session with senior coaches from Life Coach Philippines. So you want to save the date on December 18th at 7 p.m. Again, that's the third Saturday of December, no, for our next Mental Model Masterclass. As Master Coach A will teach about the reinvention mental model. So, hindi po si Jeff Bezos. Hindi ko lang po na-update ang aking slide. So, we will be talking about the reinvention mental model, which is very, very important. And I encourage you to really join us because the year end, no, as the year ends and as we usher in 2022, no, we all know that we want to make New Year's resolution, we want to improve our life. And one of the ways that you can do it is actually learning about the reinvention mental model. So you get to reinvent your life and you get to create new experiences for yourself. So for more information and registration assistance, connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661. So for individuals who intend to embark on a journey of becoming a certified life coach, Master Coaching offers Proactively Co-Create Life Coach Certification Program. So this is a CPD accredited course with 40 credit units. So CPD is Continuing Professional Development, and it is all about learning new things or refreshing your knowledge by doing new things. And this what makes CACC Life Coach Certification Program the perfect track for your continuing professional development. And life coaching is actually a 21st century learning experience that is empowering professionals to enhance their skills in multiple domains and thereby increasing their relevance and their value in an increasingly complex workplace. So the CACC course includes a 21-day web-based learning, a 3-day live coaching bootcamp with Master Coach A, and a 3-day live business bootcamp with senior coaching team. And of course, the program package also comes with many other bonuses. So connect with Coach Rizal to 0917-586-1661 to discover the opportunities waiting for you in this very fulfilling profession. And the beautiful thing here is with an investment as low as 5,000 pesos or $100, you can already start your journey of becoming a co-actively co-create certified life coach. So if you want to know more about this program, I invite you to connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661. So do join us again tomorrow for another coaching conversation. Not tomorrow with Coach Orville for Coaching for Courageous Living at 10 a.m. and Master Coach Jasmine for Coaching for Frontliners at 2 p.m. So once again, this is Coach Candee Teng from Life Coach Philippines for Coaching Think Talk, because coaches like us think and talk like this. And this is us in the Philippines. Love boom, love boom, love boom. Bye-bye.